Yay, now we're recording because I want to
Yay.
be able to share this amazing interview. So, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here.
As always, it's a pleasure. Yeah.
Yay, yay, yay. So, everybody, welcome Miss Helen. She is the founder of the energetic eating method. She's a health and wellness coach. And I just wanted to bring her on today because I hear often, oh, you can't make money as a health coach. Oh, you can't, like, no, the only people that are making money are business coaches. And I just want to say that's so not true. So not true. I also hear people aren't buying. It's a bad economy. And I'm like, that's not true either.
Mhm.
So I wanted to bring Helen on because it's one thing when I say it, but it's another thing when you actually see another health coach that's creating amazing success, doing it in a way that feels really good to her, creating spaciousness for her family, and really being able to experience the income and the clients that you wanted to and make really the impact. And so, Helen, I'm so glad to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here and so just honored to be able to talk to people about what it's like to actually have a thriving business and to have a six-figure business as a health coach. I certainly didn't think that that's the direction that I was ever going to be able to go. I think I made $4,000 my first year.
That was more than me. I made a whopping 700. I'm like, yay, 700.
Yeah, yeah. So to be where I am today is it comes with hard work, it comes with a path, it comes with strategy. Of course, a ton of it that I've learned from you in the last 2 years that I apply daily in order to be able to get what I want and be able to give my clients an experience that they deserve and to be able to live my life doing what I love. I used to be a classroom teacher, which I loved, but I always said that if I could make it as a health coach, I gave myself, I think, 4 years to be able to make the amount of money I was making teaching, and I surpassed that with your help, Chris. And now I haven't looked back. So
I'm so glad. Oh my goodness. I love
yeah.
that. I love that we can also see that, you gave yourself some time, right? You
Mhm.
gave while I know there's a lot of marketing and messaging out there that's basically make six figures overnight, it doesn't work that way.
Mhm.
It didn't work that way for me. There are some foundational pieces that we want to get in place so that we can build a strong foundation, not just let me teach you how to build a six-figure business in 10 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
they might be giving you a short-term strategy, and there's nothing wrong with short-term strategy, but what we're really looking for is long-term strategy so that we're creating sustainable six-figure businesses and profitable six-figure businesses. And that's what you've just done so beautifully, implementing, marketing strategy, tweaking as we go, right?
Mhm.
Entrepreneurship is like this. I know you felt it, I felt it, but you continued and you stayed with it, and you made some shifts that felt good to you and came out on the other side and had your best month ever.
Yeah, I did have my best month ever. Yeah, I would say with the short-term strategy, I brought in like 30K the
Mhm.
year that I had a short-term strategy where I learned how to build a business online and how to scale it. But it
Mhm.
wasn't until I really was able to work with someone like you for a year, really seeing the patterns and the growth strategy and where
Yeah.
I needed to be able to tweak those things, where I was able to triple that. And it did take time, and we get antsy and we're like, oh, I'm not bringing enough this month, or
Yeah.
I'm not doing enough, or and I think that when you work with someone like you as a business coach who gets into your mindset, first of all, like, it's not about me not doing enough. People are willing to pay. I just don't have the right strategy to be able to do that, or I'm not visible enough. So
Right.
once we were able to pinpoint those things, then I felt more comfortable. And then you ask for what you're worth, and then the money starts coming in, and then it just kind of feels like it flows.
Oh, I
So
love that. And I want, you to share what it is that you do because you've got such an amazing program. And the energetic eating method is just so powerful. So could you share a little bit about what it is that you do and the work that you bring into our world?
yeah, absolutely. So I help women get off the roller coaster of fad dieting. So I help them end the cycle of yo-yo dieting and reclaim their health and really understand what it is that's been keeping them stuck. And so where I was and where so many women are, it's like they have the feeling that they know what to do, but they can't seem to do it. And all of that stuckness that we feel isn't because we're not on the right diet or because we can't eat the right foods or we can't
Mhm.
exercise. It's because we're stuck in our minds and in our subconscious on being able to take the next right action. So it
Yeah.
might be, there's a lot of blame. There's like a blame on time, blame on family, blame on responsibilities, blame on money, and all of this blame, blame, blame. we blame all of that, and we forget to take personal responsibility for releasing ourselves from the confines of diet culture telling us that it has to be a certain way. So if we didn't have to blame all those things and we could align our actions with the way we want to feel, we could just take these actions easily,
Mhm.
for ourselves, and as a result, be able to have the health that we're looking for, lose weight naturally, balance out the body, and
Yeah.
better.
I love that. I love that you really incorporate the mindset component of it because that is so foundational, right? Regardless of whether we're trying to lose weight or build a business or
Mhm.
run a marathon or get in better shape, there really is that mindset component that we either are taking responsibility or we're blaming circumstances.
Yeah.
Love that you really give people an opportunity to let go of this being a victim to a diet, right? Or being a victim to the scale and really reclaim their own power and their ownership. But you do it in such a beautiful, compassionate way. And that's one of the things that I really love seeing and hearing your clients, talk about the benefits that they get when they work with you is it's so much more than weight loss.
Mhm.
It's so much more than weight loss. Can you share a little bit about, some of the things that your clients have shared with you about their journey?
Yeah, it is a lot more than weight loss, and I always went into it believing that women could have more than weight loss when they work with me, and so we really when somebody works with me, they end up being able to make more empowered decisions in their life. I mean, I've got women climbing mountains, running marathons, doing things more than what I could ever do. So it's really about not just teaching someone what I do and having them mimic the things that I do in order to get results. It's about raising them up to a level where they can put themselves even higher on a
Mm.
higher vibration than where I even am, which just brings me so much pride and joy. But, I've had women get out of abusive relationships. I've had women finally be able to start a family. I've had women get new careers and leave old careers behind. So this is about more than weight loss. It's about feeling empowered in your health and seeing what is in front of you when you make your health a priority. And the first thing that we let go of, most of us, is we let go of our health when things get hard, right? We tend to look around, we're like, oh, this is too hard. I can't start this today. I can't do this today. And I know the reason that that is because we think that it's about starting the next diet. Well,
Yep.
it's not. It's about starting your life,
Mm.
right? It's about starting
Yeah.
your life and taking ownership over your body
Mhm.
instead of giving your body to something else. So of course we don't want to start something that's going to put us in a negative spiral loop and think about weight loss all of the time. Let's start something that's going to help us feel like we're getting ahead in the world and that we're feeling amazing and strong enough to do the things that we never thought we could do. Weight
Yeah.
loss can be a result, but it's not the answer.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We need to that needs to be a tagline for you. It's a result, not the answer. It's so true. And it's so fascinating because a lot of new health coaches, when they, are coming out of health coaching school or nutritionists or getting certifications, are like, I don't want to coach on weight loss. But that, we have to, remember that there's a beautiful balance
Mhm.
between giving people what it is that they're asking for and also helping them expand and create a new transformation.
Mhm.
And, the key is, your people, you help them with so much more than weight loss, but, they might come into your world feeling like, I want to get off this diet roller coaster. I want to stop, yo-yo dieting. I want to stop making my worth, when I get on the scale, whether that it's a good number today, then I feel good about myself. It's if it's a bad number today, then I feel bad about myself. So while they still want weight loss, you've been able to message it and support people in such a bigger way. Can you share a little bit about that for the coaches that are like, oh, but I don't want to coach on weight loss?
Yeah, I was actually just talking to somebody else about this. One of my clients is trying to start like her own coach. She's an amazing singer and songwriter, and she wants to start her own coaching thing. She's like, but I'm just gonna let them know, like I'll help them with whatever they want help with. I'm like, no, you got to tell that, like you have to find a person, a niche, somebody who's
Yeah,
in pain, who isn't
yeah,
booking the gig. Like
yeah.
they're not booking gigs. How are you going to get them that gig? And she's like, oh, but I can't promise that. And da da da. I'm like, ah, I said, this is exactly what I went through when I first started health coaching. I'm like, I'm going to help. What's your health problem? I'm going to help you with your problem.
Mhm,
And it wasn't until I started learning about having a niche and learning that it is about helping somebody with the problem that they're having, and usually that also comes from yourself. So I can have all of the knowledge in
mhm,
the world about, about gut health and brain health and perimenopause and all of that, but the truth is where I came from personally was that I yo-yo dieted for 20 years and I couldn't get out of that cycle. And
Mm,
what I know is that if I'm telling every single person that they need that I can help them lose weight
mhm.
instead of the one person who's been yo-yo dieting for over, 10 years and they're tired of the up and down and they're tired of gaining weight and losing weight, that's the person that I'm helping
Yeah,
because that's also where I was. Like, could I help someone who's in perimenopause lose weight? Probably, but I can't relate to them as much as I can relate to someone who's really struggling
yeah.
with those
Yo-yo,
kind of
yeah,
behavioral, could be addictive patterns that are going
yeah.
on in their life. It's very different.
Mhm,
So, like it goes beyond. It isn't just weight loss.
mhm.
It's a very specific person who's going through a specific thing that I've actually experienced
Oh my
myself.
gosh, yes, yes, that you nailed it right there. And this is why we have to be really, really clear around what is the problem that we're solving and what is the solution that our clients are asking for,
Mhm.
right? It's not just what's your health problem, I can serve anybody. Because if you try to do that, you're serving nobody, right?
Mhm.
Even in the weight loss field, I can help you lose weight. Well, there are a gazillion coaches out there that can say can help you lose weight. What I love about what you've honed in on is you've got a very specific problem.
Mhm.
And when you did that, you found that when you're like, oh, this is really what they're struggling with. They're struggling with yo yo dieting, same thing that I struggled with. And so when I talked to that specific problem, that opened up, all of your people that are like, yes, that's me, that's me, that's me,
Yeah.
that's me. I want this, I want this, I want this. And the way that you are able to serve them is so much more powerful. Even though, yes, they do want weight loss, but they really want to get off that yo-yo dieting and just, getting back into really experiencing that compassion for themselves and back into their life. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell them what they're going to get. So when my upcoming workshop, the compassionate weight loss for women, like I'm telling them that you get to have weight loss, but we're going to do it in a different way. We're going to do it with compassion. And
Yeah.
so, what does that mean? I'm not telling them about my program or even the results that they're going to get. I'm letting them know that compassionately we're going to go through this together. So that says something different to somebody who
Yeah.
might be, trying to do like the faster way or, counting macros or counting calories. Like we know on some level that that's not the compassionate way. And so I
Yeah.
have something else to offer.
Yeah. Or, I love when you and I were in conversation this week, this isn't about, the mom that's trying to lose that last 10 or 20 pounds of baby weight. That's not what this is. Well, it would certainly serve her too, because she would be able to do that in a very loving, kind, compassionate way. We're really, really specific here. Will you share a little bit more about your workshop and your method so that people can join you? By the way, everybody that's watching live here on Facebook, we will make sure to put the link so that you can join and definitely go and listen to Helen. She's amazing. You guys will learn so much from her. And then for those of you that are watching the replay in the email, definitely click that link that we're going to include with you for the email or in YouTube in the description. And you can grab that link because it starts next week, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it starts
Mhm.
next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and it is a workshop. So I'm not just talking at people who are attending. We're actually workshopping through the three parts, three pillars of my program that I always talk about. It's the thoughts, the nutrition, and lifestyle piece. So
Mhm.
day one on Tuesday, we'll be talking about developing compassionate thoughts for yourself. On day two, what does compassionate nutrition mean? And on
Mhm.
day three, a compassionate lifestyle. So I believe when we can balance out or give attention to urgency even to those three things, then we can end up having the health that we want and weight loss can be a result. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm so excited. I only do a 3-day workshop twice a year. The
Mhm.
fact that it's free and I'm including a 20-minute health assessment for
I was
anyone
just
who
going to
signs
ask you
up.
about that. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, yes. So tell us about this cool health assessment that they get when they register. This is exciting.
Yeah, so I actually just got off the phone with somebody who registered and we were able to chat. So we get into very quickly the subconscious beliefs that are keeping you stuck from being able to take action. So when you come to the workshop, you're already prepared to think about what it is you need to let go of, and then you can focus on the deep mindset work, the nutrition and lifestyle piece. But the truth is, guys, like You can't just strong arm yourself or willpower yourself into making like good nutrition or lifestyle choices. All of that stuff is all online. Like
Mhm.
sleep better, balance your stress, eat
Mhm.
better, eat whole foods, drink plenty of water, get up early in the morning, exercise. Like, okay, obviously, but why aren't we doing it? So this 20
Yeah.
minute call is a really quick way to uncover why so that you can get out of your way and then you can install some of the things we talk about in the workshop. So really important to do that deep work because it is very individual. And that's why in my group program, it's also one on one. So I work hybrid programs with my clients, working one on one and in group because we've got to uncover those individual beliefs that are keeping people stuck.
Yeah, absolutely. This is so amazing. And I love that you're truly leading with value. That's one thing that, we do and we teach inside of Activate Abundance Academy, but you do so well is we're leading with value. Like this 20-minute assessment is not a sales call. This is like we're not trying to sell you into her program. It's let me serve you with value. Let me help you with where you are. Let me point you also to the direction of you know what, based on what it is that you're sharing with me, we're going to dive into this on day 2. So be sure to watch day 2, or we're going to be diving into this on day 3 or day 1 or whatever. And that is so powerful because we are all busy. Right. And so when you are giving them not only support to see where they're stuck, but then can actually guide them to the days that are going to be the most powerful and impactful. Now we're meeting our clients exactly where they are and we're
Yeah.
giving them value and we're leading with our heart and we're there to serve. And just like weight loss is a side effect, sales become a side effect when we
Mhm.
lead in our business from the way that you lead inside of your business. It's so beautiful.
Absolutely. Well, I was going to say, I learned so much of that from you, being a heart centered leader and business owner. Like, when I stopped being like, "How can I make more money from this?" and I started saying, "How can I help more people doing this?" The energy just shifted
Mm, yeah.
overall. I did an expo a couple weeks ago. I had to pay for the table, but I gave so much value when I was standing there and I got a couple of people who really wanted to chat with me and they signed up for the workshop. Last
Mhm,
night I did a free talk. I had to drive an hour and a half to get there, but I sat there and I just gave them
mhm.
attention and gave them the link to my workshop and the 20-minute call and they booked it. So I don't know if they're going to end up becoming clients of mine or not, but the fact that there's this energy exchange out there where I can give something and then somebody comes back into my world, like they get to be in my world and we get to have a relationship now. And that's where the sale ultimately comes from is the relationship. And
Yep.
I learned so much of that from you. So
Yeah, it's
thank
oh
you.
my gosh, I'm so glad to see it being implemented and getting results because that's what changed for me too in my business, right? I know, and you probably experienced this too, but when we get our health coaching certification, we're pretty much taught, book a sales call and close the deal, right? It's like how many, sales calls do you need to book in order to close the deal? And what we know is that people are very discerning these days. There's been shifts and changes in the market. It doesn't mean that people aren't buying. They absolutely are buying, but they want to feel something. They want to feel a connection, right? There absolutely has to be that experience of, I know you, I like you, I trust you before I can buy.
Yeah.
And so when we lead with value instead of how can I close the deal on this call, if we just connect with people or lead with value, whether it's in a talk or whether it's giving some value in a freebie or whether taking them through a workshop or a master class, that really gives people a chance to experience you, experience your energy, hear the information, see if they resonate with it, create that relationship, which then invites them to take that natural next step instead of trying to convince or persuade or overcome objections on that sales call. By the time they get on a call with you, there's none of that. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to make hard sales. You
Right.
don't have to use all of these. Well, if they ask this, say this. Well, if they have a money objection, you have to say all of these right things in order to get them to say yes. No, we don't have to do that, which is beautiful because that takes the pressure off our shoulders from, I'm going to get this wrong unless I say the right thing. And right.
Totally. Yeah, I have all that nervous energy just kind of goes away now because I'm just having conversations. And Chris, you told me one time you were like, it's like if they want a cookie, like, hey, I just baked these cookies. Do you want one?
Yeah.
No? Okay, it's okay. Like you kind of
Yeah.
relax about it. And I had this experience the other day. I was talking to a client, a potential client of mine, and I just after we got off the call, it was just I said, I just want to connect with you. And then it like hit me the package and what exactly I could offer her that would be really helpful to her and exactly, what I wanted to charge for it. And when you get like a little download like that, it's like I am ready to give her something that is going to help her so much. And I can't wait
Mhm,
to email this offer to her and let her know I've been thinking about her and this would be the perfect thing for her. And guess what? If she believes it too, she gets to say yes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how amazing.
mhm.
Right?
Oh,
How
I just got
amazing is that?
chills. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Doesn't
it's
that
so
feel
good.
so
So,
good?
it does feel so good, and when you can make an offer like that because you love somebody in
Mm,
your heart because you have the best intentions for them,
yeah,
then it doesn't become icky or
yeah,
weird or salesy. I didn't offer her on that call, "Hey, I have this program." Like, I really took some time to think about it because she was a special case, and I
mhm.
knew I could do something a little bit different, and, I hope it works out.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and when we build our business that way and when we approach our business that way, what ends up happening is that you actually have people staying in your world
Yeah.
and rolling over and over and over and over again, which is beautiful because it means you're cultivating community. It's allowing you to scale your business without having to always worry about how am I going to get the next client? How am I going to get the next client? And that's about, I mean, what you do is serve your people powerfully.
Mhm.
Right? You serve your potential clients that are coming into your world powerfully, but you also really serve the people that are in your programs powerfully.
Yeah.
And that is part of being a heart-centered leader as we're building and growing our businesses. Not, how can I sell them the next thing, but what's going to be in their best interest, right?
Yeah.
What's in
Yeah.
their best interest to help them get their transformation?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and when you do stuff like that, you get to do things like now I created a membership, so that like because people want to stay around. Now
Yeah,
I do retreats and I know I'm going to sell it out because people are like I want to spend that time with you.
yeah,
Like that's about the relationships that you're connecting and that you're making, not the sales. On my retreat, it was like 10 were already in my world and 10 were people that I just talked to and have relationships with. And then out of those people, half of them joined me in a year-long transformation program. Like that's
amazing.
the magic of building relationships and, yeah, so thank you for that
Yeah,
invaluable
and
lesson.
it's so much fun and so much more easy, right?
Yeah,
Isn't it easier? I
yeah,
know it was for
it
me. I'm
is.
like, "Oh my god, this is actually really fun." Like, I'm actually looking forward to supporting somebody and hearing what they're doing instead of making it all about me and how I'm gonna close the deal.
Totally.
Right? It was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, this is actually really exciting." I don't know about you, but I was sharing this at my retreat because I love to run retreats too. You've been at our retreats,
Yeah.
Wheel of Mercy. But I remember thinking, when I was first starting my coaching business and I was taught, just book the discovery sessions, I would secretly hope that nobody would show up for them. I'm like, "Oh, please don't come," because then I
Then
won't
I have to sell
know.
them.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. So it's crazy, right? We're like, okay, no, I need to have these conversations, but it was like secretly wishing that, oh, maybe they just won't show up and I won't
yeah,
have to try to close the deal or try to get them to
right,
say yes.
right,
And when I totally let go of that, and when we do let go of that and truly just stand in service to be like, hi, I'm here for you. How can I support you? What are you struggling with? And it's not, a lot of times it's not even inviting them into a program on that call. It's just being present for them and saying, you know what, I've got something that I think could help. Maybe we give them another, a PDF or a freebie or a cheat sheet or a recording or something to just kind of nurture them, before, we invite them onto, which I like to think of as come up on my front porch, have a glass of kombucha with me, and we'll chat
right.
about what is going to be the best fit for you.
Yeah, yep.
Mm, cool, cool, cool. Tell us about the 3 steps that you're going to be teaching. I know you said the mindset,
Mhm.
compassionate nutrition, and then what was the third one?
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle. That's right. Okay, so I just want to bring everybody back to this workshop. You guys really need to come to this workshop. So,
Yeah, yeah, like,
yeah,
even if you feel like you have it all together, come because you might learn something new.
yeah,
I love learning from my fellow coaches, and I definitely attend their webinars and master classes because, there's always a different way or a different, perspective that you can
yeah.
get. So, I'd love for you to come, whether, you're in the same field as me and you just wanna see something a little, done a little differently, then that's awesome. If you feel like I could help you in some way, then it would be my pleasure and honor to be able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So good. Helen, thank you so much. Thank
You're
you for just
welcome.
being so generous, with your time, with your gifts, with your knowledge. It's so, so powerful. And for those of you, again, that are watching us live, grab the link. We'll pop it in the comments. For those of you that are watching the replay, check in the comments section. We'll have that for you. And if you know anybody that has been yo-yo dieting or, really kind of stuck in the, my weight equals my value mentality, share the link. Like, this is the generosity game that we get to play with everybody, right? Share the love. There are people out there that are struggling. There are people out there that are suffering. So even if you yourself might not be struggling with this, if you know somebody that this could help, please share it. Like, that's what we're doing here as heart-centered leaders and holistic, entrepreneurs, is we got into this world to make a difference. And so we get to play the generosity game with each other, and we get to share, value and people that we love and people that we connect with. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, my dear, it has been so great having you. I will see you in Voxer. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out directly to Helen.
Mhm.
So I will make sure to put her Facebook group name inside of our email and in our YouTube, but you can also directly message her. So, you can just click on her name, directly message her if you need anything, and she'll get back with you.
Yep, happy to do that.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Helen. Have a
You're
great
welcome.
weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.